All right. We're super excited because we just came from Pace's Super Bowl party and the Chiefs won!
Yeah!
Yes!
Yeah.
Okay, we just had to celebrate.
We're better.
We're better. We're faster. We're stronger.
Stronger.
Okay, so we just had to share. Okay, so now this is going to be about the jars. We've been talking about it, right, over the last, since the beginning. And so here we are with the infamous jars. The jars represent your goals. Okay, I had to think about that. And so first thing is, what would you say that you need to do to get started?
For the jars?
Yeah.
Well, first, I need to know what my goals are, because you're not going to get anywhere if you're just going to be going for random stuff, right? So, you got to know what your goals are, what you want to go for.
Mm-hmm.
And once you know what your goals are, you got to know how far you got to go for that goal. Or you got to know what your goal is. Again, yes, I keep making the point. You got to know what your goal is.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm all over the place because the Chiefs won. But
okay, so let's give some background real quick.
yes.
So I started with him when he was about 5 or 6 years old, and the plan was that if we were going to give him an allowance, then he had to earn it. We went over the chores list in a previous podcast for what kind of chores that your child could do to start, and you can step it up as they get older and are able to do more things. And so the thing is that they earn the money, and now they got to figure out what to do with the money, right? So you don't want them to just blow and go, right? They need to have a plan. They need to know how money works for them. And one place to start is setting up the goals. And, because kids are going to want everything and all the time, and they want it immediately, right? So part of what this does is it teaches about how money works, how you can plan out your money and set goals for how you're going to spend your money, and then how you work towards reaching those goals. And it also teaches delayed gratification, which, oh my God, it was such a painful lesson. There were so many issues with that. So the first thing was, let me ask you this. How did you decide your goals?
Well, it's just basically, at the time, it's like what I wanted.
What you wanted. Okay,
Yeah.
So what kind of stuff did you want? Like, let's take a look at these. Let's see. Iron Man, Avengers, Lego.
These are not up to date.
Okay,
But
they're not up to date, no. But Iron Man, Avengers, Legos, number 76125, $47.99 plus tax. Okay.
That's probably like 60 now.
So how did you find this information?
By just looking it up,
Looking it up where?
Various websites. Since this is a Lego, I looked it up on Lego.com to see what was on there.
Okay.
Looked it up on Amazon. Those are my top 2 websites for Legos. Again, it's a Lego.
What's another option?
Stores. If you find them in stores in there, you
Walmart?
can see how much they are in there.
Okay.
Trust me, I was like an expert at this when I was a kid.
Yeah, but how did you become an expert?
By doing it a lot.
Well, yeah, practice makes perfect. But one of the things was that, if you're going to make a goal for a toy, for example, a Lego, then what you need to do is you need to know how much it is, right? So depending on where you look, you're going to see different amounts that are going to be due for that Lego. And so we don't have it on these jars because he's older and hasn't really kept up with it like he used to. But what we would do is when we would look up the Lego or the Nerf gun or whatever the toy was, we would find a picture of it, right? Because you got to visualize it, right? So we would find a picture of it. We'd print out the picture, tape it to the jar, and then we'd write the label for what it was. And if it was an item number, like Legos have numbers assigned to each one of them, we'd put the number on there, and then we'd put the amount. Now, how would you decide what the right amount was that you were going to write on your jar?
The price amount.
But if you went to multiple sites, what was like, how did you know which one to go with?
The cheapest one.
Cheapest one. Okay.
And well, there are different scenarios because then there's taxes and then there's shipping. But usually it's all within the same. Like say if the Iron Man Lego is like 46 on Amazon, but like 49 on the Lego website, I would go with Amazon.
Right.
But if Amazon shipping was like, I'm going to be ridiculous with this, $50, and Lego shipping was like $1, I'm going to go with Lego shipping. But there's never a scenario like that where shipping is like more than the item itself.
Yeah.
But I basically go off like the initial price of it.
Right.
To decide.
Well, and then you mentioned taxes,
Then
right?
taxes.
The first time that I explained what taxes was to Vincent when he was like 5 or 6 years old, he was not happy about that. We went to look at Amazon, or back in the day, it was Toys R Us. His favorite was Toys R Us. And what ended up happening every time we would look at Toys R Us's website for the toy that you wanted?
I can't remember, but I'd probably think it'd be like either always more than another website or out of stock.
Yeah.
Toys R Us, though, it gives a special feeling. There was, okay, on a little side note, every time I walked in, it had like this perfect smell. It was just so natural and just beautiful. It was glorious.
It was great to go to. Kids enjoyed it, but the problem was the pricing.
Who cares?
But you never bought a toy with any of your jars from Toys R Us.
Nope.
And then they went bankrupt. Thank God we didn't buy that stock, right?
Yeah.
We bought McDonald's stock, which we mentioned in the stock. Well, maybe we didn't. We did talk about McDonald's. Vincent's first stock was McDonald's, and it was because it had the best dividend payout policy. It had stable earnings. Lots of good reasons why it was a good stock to invest in. And thankfully we did, instead of Toys R Us like he wanted to, because Toys R Us's stock wasn't so good then. And now they've gone bankrupt. Anyway, that was a sidebar. But yeah, the issue when you go looking for your goal is the first part of it is getting the picture on there. You need to visualize it. Even as an adult, when you have a goal, you want to visualize it. But the issue is the price. You can't take it for granted that the price is the price. The price listed is the starting point. It might be that there's taxes, and to explain what taxes are, there are amounts that the federal government, the state government, local governments will charge, and it's as a portion of that sale price that you see. And so that Walmart, for example, has to collect that money from you, and then they pay it to the state and federal, local governments. So, not so great when you're 5 or 6 years old and you're trying to save your allowance towards a toy that you want, and now you've got to cover taxes as well. So yes, Amazon tended to be the cheapest because we already had the Prime, so we didn't have to pay for delivery. And sometimes those vendors that are selling through Amazon don't charge taxes. that's a whole other topic on why they wouldn't charge taxes possibly. So, okay. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jars. Why do you have 5 jars?
For my own personal reason, I originally had 4, and I thought having 4 goals at a time, I thought that was good, but having one more would allow me to have a little more flexibility on focusing my goals. The reason why I changed it to 5 was not just because, one more goal. It was because, well, there's that. I'd be able to achieve more goals at a time,
Yes.
and I would split my money between the 5 jars and me savings.
Oh.
The holy wallet.
Savings. Okay, so wait, how did this work? You had savings and then you had the jars. Where did you put the money first?
I first put 10% of the earned money from the month, like the month's earnings, 10% of all of that into this amazing Cars wallet right here.
Okay, so totally separate from the jars, you put your savings in.
Yep.
Okay.
Keep it in there.
All right. All right. Cool. And then what did you do with the rest of the money in the jars?
I split the money evenly amongst each jar.
Okay.
So that way I'd be improving the progress in each of my jars. All of my goals are different because I'm not going to go for the same goal in all 5 jars.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Forerunner. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Droid Lego 178.10 with tax. Okay.
This is
Disney. Well, this is the vacation jar because we already went to Disney. But you see, there's the picture, right? So we had the picture from when we went to Disney World. Now it's just the vacation jar.
And then we have Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's.
If you don't know what Dave and Buster's is, take your kids there.
It's a sad life. Like you have to know Dave and Buster's. If you don't know, then you don't know.
Pretty good food and a lot of awesome games. Teach your kids how to throw axes in the little axe toy game.
Ooh, yes.
They're not real axes.
So we talked about you got to pick your goals and you put a picture, you put the amounts on. You're going to research different websites to find the best amount, the best deal. Put that on there. You're splitting your money. First, you got to put minimum 10% towards your savings. No question. Now, we did give you some flexibility, right? So he doesn't have to do the money he gets for his birthday or holidays, special occasions. He doesn't have to put those towards his savings or his jars. It's only the money he's earning that he has to put towards his savings and his jars. So the other money is free money. He can do whatever he wants with whatever he gets for his birthday, for holidays, like gift cards. He can do whatever he wants with that. Now, let me ask you this. Do you remember when you were younger about like when a goal would change? What would you do with that? Like, what would you do with that jar if you changed your mind?
If I change my mind about a certain goal, like say Droid Lego here.
Okay.
Oh, it doesn't pop. Then I would take the picture off. There's no picture here.
Mm-hmm.
But if there was, I would take the picture off. I'd take this label off here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would replace that with a new label with my new goal's name saying Red Corvette at Dave & Buster's.
Okay.
Barnes & Noble. They actually have them there.
Okay. That's a Lego?
Yeah. It's
okay.
So Red Corvette Lego at Dave & Buster's. I'll look that up on like the Barnes & Noble's website. I'm sure they have it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no. Let's just say we'll take the price from within the store. New label, new price, and a picture of it.
So you are allowed to change your goals?
Yes.
Okay.
If you're not interested in like that one goal. Let's say I'm not interested. Again,
right.
That label. Switch out another goal.
So that would happen when he was little. He would start a jar towards a goal, but then over time, as he was saving his money towards that goal, he lost interest in it, right? So that delayed gratification, I can't even tell you how many, probably thousands of dollars that we have saved by doing the jars and saving the money towards that goal. And then he changes his mind and wants to move on to another goal. So that delayed gratification, oh my gosh, huge, huge, huge. Now, let me ask you this. What did we do when you just could not wait? You really wanted that goal. You really, really wanted it. Could you put all of your allowance towards that goal?
Nope.
Why not?
Because that stops the progress of your other goals.
Right.
You're like, hey, I got this Lego, and you're like 0 for all the rest of the possibly better ones that you would enjoy just as equally, or if not more,
Right.
than the one you like put all your money to. It's like, hey, I got like, say you got like $50, from like all months worth. 10% of it, that's 5, goes in the wallet. You have 45 left. There's 5 jars here. That would be $9 per jar. But let's say you really wanted this, like little mini Lego mini figurine, that kind of like a very rare collectible back from like the Ice Ages or whatever, and you just want it so bad. It was like $45, and it was like in this jar here. Let's say this is the Lego Mega Fin, blah, 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 you know what I mean? In there, 45, you get it. No progress on the rest of these. Let's say these are all new fresh ones. 0, 0, 0, 0. These are probably not as worth as much as that, right? You probably could have gotten each of these goals for $9 or less with taxes as well. You could have gotten 4 goals, and then you still be having progress on this one. But no, you decide to get this one. You only got 1 goal. It's like, well, cool, for like a day or two. I was like, oh man, I wish I would have gotten all these rest. So that's why you split the money amongst each one, so that way you'd have progress towards each goal. You're just gonna have to you have to earn it. You have to earn the money to get the goals that you want. Some will come before others, and then there's more room for new goals. Chiefs.
Pardon you. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is a lot of progress, right? He's 16 and he's saying this, but when he was little, oh my God, he could not accept the fact that there were multiple goals and he could not put all of the money in one jar. He would say, but I earned it. I should be able to put it wherever I want, which, I mean, that's it. I understand, right? We've all been there. We've all felt that. But the thing is that in life, you're going to have the new car that you want. Plus, you need to pay the insurance. Plus, you need to have gas. Plus, you need to pay for the house. Plus, you need to pay for the utilities, right? So life is multiple goals all at the same time. You can't just put everything in one and forget about the rest, right? Because then you'll be homeless and you won't have any insurance and you can't even pay for gas anyway. And then, you don't have any utilities to sleep in a nice warm place, right? So it's important that you have your goals established, you have your plan for how you're going to reach each of those goals, and then you stick to the plan. Now, if you truly change that goal, you've outgrown that goal, you don't need that goal anymore, then yeah, it makes sense to now replace that with a new goal, and you just put that money towards that new goal. But you don't ever put everything towards one goal at the expense of the other goals. So yes, so that took some time. That took some time. Okay, so we've talked about what you save and how you distribute that money that you earn. First, it goes to savings. Then you split the rest. And, you can have the free money. That's the birthday, the holiday money. Goals can change from time to time. You don't put all of your money in one jar or one goal. And have these set out like on a bookcase or, nightstand, somewhere where it's visible, right? So that they know every time they're going into their room or, if you have a play area or wherever you're putting the jars, that they see it, they have the picture there, they're visualizing it, they're working towards that. That's super helpful. And we talked about how you divide the money up. We just divide it evenly. Let's see. And then basically what happens now, like how do you know when you've got enough money here?
Not got enough money.
In one of your jars, how do you know when you've got enough money?
Well, you do like monthly checks, for usually when me and my mom do a monthly check, we do the payment. So like your monthly earnings, you do all the calculations of like how much money you put in your wallet. So say again, you have 50 in total earnings, 5% goes to your wallet. So 5% of 50 is 5.
Well, it's 10% minimum.
10%.
I got you.
Wallet. See, 5% is 2.5. Anyways, 10% of 50 goes into the wallet. The rest, which is $45, you split it amongst your jars evenly. Because we don't want to go in towards one. So
yes.
You do evenly.
Okay.
And then you record that, like say, all right, February 11th, 2024. You have $9 in each jar. Month later from that, or whenever you do the next monthly payment, you might skip one or forget one. So you always, first of all, you always want to keep up with them.
Yeah.
So that way you track where your money's going.
Yes.
And then you also want to track or just double make sure. Shut up. You just want to make sure.
Our cat's going crazy. Sorry.
Because it cheap swore. But you want to make sure, you want to double check how much each of your goals are.
Yes.
And then say you have enough for Lego car. And you have enough to pay for taxes and shipping too, because that.
If it applies.
That crap exists.
Yeah.
But.
Then you buy it.
Yeah, then you buy it.
Right. And then this becomes a new goal. Exactly. Okay. So yeah, now when they're little, you might not want to wait a whole month, right? Because a month is like an eternity to a 5-year-old. So what we would do is we'd have the little chores list. We'd go through and see, okay, you did all your chores for this week. This is how much you earned. And now let's go through that process. Okay, we're going to put 10% in your savings bucket or your wallet. And then you're going to have the rest of it going towards the jars. And then the next week, count how much you've got in your jars, right? And see after you divvy up the next week's allowance, how much progress you've made towards your goals. So you might want to start out weekly, just so that you're starting to build that momentum of, look, you're making progress. This is awesome, right? It is going in the right direction towards getting your goal. And then, maybe over time it ends up being bi-weekly or monthly. It just depends on really your child, how into it are they? They're really just chomping at the bit to get that goal. Then they want to see their progress probably pretty frequently, so that they're seeing that they're getting close to getting that goal. So I think that's it. One thing that we used is a spreadsheet to keep track of his budget and what he should be doing for his savings, and then what each jar was making. And so you could use a spreadsheet to do that, or just a little sheet of paper that you're keeping track of. And you just say, as of today, this is where we're at. And then as of today, this is where we're at. And you just keep noting that so you can see the progress. Do you have anything else you want to add for the jars?
No, I think that's it.
All right. And it doesn't have to be jars. It can be buckets. It could be anything you can think of. What I liked about the jars is that it's clear, so you can see the money in there. It's got the lid, so the money doesn't fall out if they're messing with it. You
No
can
cookie
tape.
hands.
You can tape. No what?
No cookie hands.
Yeah. You can tape the picture on and the little notes on here, so it just makes it easy to manage your goals and keep an eye on them. So
yeah, it's always nice to have a wallet for savings.
And
like a little cute wallet.
That was his very first wallet. So yeah, super.
Cars is awesome.
Cars is awesome. All right. Hope this was helpful. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. Please drop some comments in there and give us some feedback too. Let us know if there's other things that you would like to see us talk about or elaborate on.
And if you're a Chiefs fan, comment down in the section.
Yes.
I'm not a YouTuber.
Okay.
Comment down in the comment section in all caps saying that Chiefs are better.
Chiefs are better.
Or if you're a Chiefs fan.
How about Chiefs won? Wow, Chiefs won.
Party hats.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Bye.